Oh,
Oh, you went, okay, yeah, that's a little bit of music, right, for a minute? Oh. I don't know if I just posted an Desiree's thing or not. Oh well. ELD and me, that's them, right? Who's ELD and me? Okay, nobody answer me. Thank you. I wish I could do mine like yours.
You about ready?
No. Give me another second.
I got 48 of them. $48 do?
No.
Well, you got some people lined up in there already.
What do you mean? Oh.
Not down to 5. Ready now?
Nope. Are we on? I can't, I've gotta, you guys, I gotta do all the work. I gotta do all the work, okay?
well, I did all mine. Baby, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that song. I like it. I like a theme song.
You like the theme song?
I like the theme
Yes.
song.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Good evening, everybody. You're on TIBN.
Okay.
We have everybody in the house tonight. We have Nurse Patty with us. We have Miss Baby Doll, and we have our producer, who's is John.
Well, he's over there. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, they played hooky last
John.
week, and they left me to it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I had to go ride the waves of Ida.
yeah, you
Yeah,
both
y'all
did.
know
You
me.
both were gone, and I was left holding the bag.
Yeah.
As usual. Oh, there's no music. I love my music.
I know.
I love my music. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a pleasant weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Before we get started, I want you all to take a look at our other groups. And they are tough. Truckers United for Freedom. Take a look. There'll be some more stuff coming up on our website pretty soon. Hey, Jay Boyd, glad you're joining us. Solving Roads with Ron Stinson. Truckers for Christ with Stephen Myers. I wish they would come back on Thursday nights. Kind of miss their show.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know summer's tough. Everybody has a lot to do in the summer, so and you guys can look at the website Truckers Back the Blue with John, Truckers Final Mile with Robert Tom. Give that a shout out because this time of year they could really use some help. Trucks with Rooms and Spare with Shelley Conway, and they're obviously right now trying to find trucks and people to get these loads out to people. We'll get more
very,
on that.
very busy.
We want to give a shout out to She Trucking. Sherry had her thing this week. I hope all that went well. I saw pics from it. Looks like the girls all had a great time. I want to give her a great big kudos because she's really out there helping women in trucking. Not just women. I'm sure she's helping men too. But it's just really good to see the power that she's helping with
Yeah.
these women out
Well, the
there.
big expo's in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, that's the big one,
17th
yes.
through the 19th.
And then again, one of our favorites is Real Women in Trucking with Desiree Woods. And we,
Desiree.
you know, I wanna give her a shout out too. Congratulations, a lot of good things are coming. She was invited to be on another board. She's out there doing a ton of work. And I'll tell you, if people don't understand how hard these jobs are, these women getting out there doing it, 'cause it's tough.
And we don't get paid for it. We do it because we love our industry. We love everything about our lifestyle. So we do it because we
Yeah,
love.
well, yeah, and you know, it is a good industry. I mean, actually, it's an industry it is an essential. Essential.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my speech.
Right,
pattern.
where would we be without them?
Where would we be without them? Actually, we'd be
Absolutely.
still foraging in the woods.
Yeah.
And speaking of woods, the other night we had a black bear in our backyard.
Oh Lord, they're gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
John, go ahead and do the honors.
No, we'll get back to that. We got a lot to get on tonight, but I'm
Man,
just
I was
saying.
so wanted to.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to that.
Later.
I want to say there was an accident up here in Bethlehem, New Hampshire. 2 tractor trailers collided head on Friday morning in Bethlehem. Pretty big, serious accident. Let me just bring this up a little bit. I'm having trouble with my computer tonight. I want to throw it out the window. The crash happened just before 12:30. It had closed a section of Route 3. Further information was really not available yet. They haven't released any names or anything that actually happened, which is, I don't know, kind of unnerving. So that kind of tells me it was a fatality.
Yeah.
So, and then there was a trucker spill out on I-10 on the west coast. A tanker tipped over, speeding, and he lost control, and over that went. Yeah, that's always a fun time was going to be had by all on that. I mean, I don't get that part. I mean, don't you guys know enough not to speed when you have a tanker? Don't you understand that even though there might be ballast or something in there, they're still going to tip?
Right.
Man, that's a bad one.
It's a
too.
bad one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they spilled over 9,000 gallons onto that road.
What was it?
It doesn't really say exactly
Oh, okay.
what it was. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it was a gasoline truck. Isn't that lovely?
Oh,
Right into the
9,000.
environment, 9,000 gallons right into the environment.
And we're already in the
And
shortage,
they didn't
guys.
report any information on the driver's condition, so once again, he could have had a heart attack, something could have happened, and that's a really sad thing.
Just strike a match. Just strike a match. There'll be
Yeah.
no gasoline in the environment anymore.
That's
It'll be
right.
just carbon.
Right.
Well, yeah, okay, that's gonna go over really well, isn't it?
That's my solution.
Yeah. In
Well,
real
let's just
setting,
start a fire
in California, yeah, like they need more fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was another thing, I was gonna talk about a little bit tonight was, there used to be, we used to have foresters in this country, and a forester was a job, they're not land surveyors, it was a forester. They would actually map out sections of the forest to be cut down on forest fires.
Yeah.
And sometimes we district where animals were. It's a whole big thing. But they stopped doing that in California. They stopped that about 20 years ago. And in the last 20 years, how many forest fires have we had?
A lot.
To count.
So, I don't understand why they stopped it. I don't know. I'm sure there was money from it. It was a great job for some people. I mean, it took more than one people.
Well, you know, their big claim to fame is sustainability and responsibility
Responsibility,
and,
yeah.
you know, let's be eco-friendly. Well, not very eco-friendly when you burn thousands and thousands and thousands of acres,
That's right.
and there are ways to prevent it. So,
That's
you
right.
know, they need to do the foresting in the winter months. That's, you know, November through April or May.
Well, they used to. I know. Same up here in New Hampshire. They did
Yeah.
a lot of foresting.
Yeah.
Well, the part was sometimes it wasn't foresting. Sometimes we had a man called Rupert Murdoch, who owned almost every single newspaper in this country. Decided instead of foresters would go in and plant different areas of the forest. Rudolph Murdoch would just go in and rape the forest clean and leave it barren, and people would have to deal with water damage, animals, everything that happened, and that was okay. He was allowed to do that. I mean, some people, if you have enough money, I guess you can do anything you damn well please. It doesn't matter. you know, I mean,
That leaves me out.
yeah, that leaves me out.
Now,
Well, there is such a
You
thing
know, when you're married
as,
to a truck driver, y'all know how that goes.
you can do sustainable foresting and deforesting. You can do it in a way to cut down on making an area, a tinderbox for fire, which is what's happening in California.
right,
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then be responsible leaving some of the trees, and then others will die and more, trees will grow.
right.
I mean, it's not a new science by any means, but I
No,
don't know,
not
think-
at all. I
I'm
don't
thinking
know
the
why they
leaders-
stopped
The
it.
leadership
Money.
of California, not so,
Well, yeah, let me think. Governor Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, who's that, Waters? What's her
Mike
name?
get closer.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
What was
Jim.
her name?
Oh,
I can't think of her name was.
oh, Maxine.
Maxine, oh, my favorite.
Yeah.
I wanted to be her best friend.
Do you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, well, you did.
I
She did.
She just doesn't like me, cause I'm just not like her, I guess.
Well,
I'm not in her district either.
are you not like-minded?
No, we're
Yeah,
not like-minded. She probably wouldn't like me at all.
Hmm.
She might think I'm a little arrogant or something. Some people find that.
No,
Yeah, because
Really?
I might say
not you.
I might say no. You can't
Oh
do
my
that.
goodness.
That would be the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
She is.
The FMSCA states must provide electronic CDL disqualifications. They have ruled that the state driver licensing agencies implant a system for the exclusively ELDs, for the electronic exchange, as they say, of driver's history, record information, including posting of commercial driver convictions, withdrawals, and disqualifications. Yes, Big Brother, not only is he watching you, he's sitting in your truck.
Yes.
So give him a
yes.
wave, give him a
Oh my
wave,
God,
okay?
I'm
He's
giving him a
sitting.
wave. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's my way. Can employers require COVID vaccines? Well,
Huh?
that is a big topic right now because some employers say yes, they can.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happening is employees are walking off the job. Now in August, our wonderful vice president said 500,000 jobs are available. 900,000 jobs are available. Then he said 800,000 jobs are available. So I'm kind of confused. So we'll go in the median, we'll go with 700,000 jobs. Only 235,000 Americans applied for those jobs. Way underscored. So before you mandate vaccines, as some hospitals are finding, they're mandating the vaccine, and their nurses and their doctors, their physical therapists, their respiratory therapists, they're all walking off the jobs. Here in the state of New Hampshire, up in Concord, quite a few hospital and nurses and doctors are up there picketing because they do not want the shot. And now, today it came out, according to the CDC, if you had COVID, you really don't need to take the shot. You have natural immunity, which we have discussed this many times. Am I right, Ms. Nurse Patty?
Oh, have we? Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's my story. I've already had COVID, so we're good. Thank you.
Hi, Gary. I hope you're doing well tonight. Well, yeah, I've had, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on COVID. I have many friends and who had the vaccine have come down with COVID. Then I have many friends who are unvaccinated. Someone better get the dog up here. Did you hear that? There's shooting over here. Our dog
Oh,
can't
yeah.
take the shooting.
No.
Someone's shooting over here.
No.
And so,
What are they
I-
shooting?
Firecrackers.
no, it's a gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
Well,
they're
it's
shooting the
fire.
beavers.
Well, it's
Oh,
firecrackers a little
They
earlier.
shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. So if they're mandating it,
Yeah.
there are some places that have said drivers can't go in, like Tyson, and there's a few other companies that are saying, no, we don't want drivers if they're not vaccinated. Well, you know when I say that? If you're a driver out there, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, guess what? I'm not going in to pick up.
Right. We just
We were
want
out
another
there,
chicken.
we were all out there during the COVID when everybody in this country was locked down. Where were the drivers? They're out there driving. You needed your frickin' toilet paper. Remember that? Oh yeah, we don't have
yeah.
this, we don't have that.
Yep.
And I actually even heard somebody say, it's the truck drivers. they're not doing their job.
Bullshit.
So, they had no PPEs, they had no restaurants to get food, they weren't allowed in the grocery stores, they had nowhere to go to the bathroom. So then the state said, okay, we'll give them somewhere to go to the bathroom. We will put up a porta potty. They put up a porta potty. There's no toilet paper, there's no hand sanitizer. Thank you, all your states at those rest areas. That was a blessing, wasn't it, guys?
And you want to blame the truckers? We wasn't doing nothing. Hell, the FMCSA told us to throw a logbook in the back of the sleeper and just go. So yeah, we were working our asses off. We didn't even have to log.
Oh, he's right
We
there.
just had to go,
Oh, good, he's underneath
just
there.
so you could wipe
Thank
your
you, honey.
butt.
Do we have him?
Yeah, he's right here.
Come on, baby.
I was pretty
No,
exhausted.
He's good?
Yeah, he's,
Okay.
I think he's sleeping. Now, the next thing that came up from the American Trucker also was the importance of a post-trip inspections. Guys, do your pre-trips and do your post-trips because it's really important, especially females. When you're pulling into a truck stop, take a minute when you get out of your truck before you go in that restaurant. I'd take my little cell phone out and I'd probably take a picture of my battery box and a few other things because a lot of drivers are waking up or coming back from the trucks and those things are gone. So take a minute to look at your pigtails. Take a minute. It's just all it is a minute, and it won't hurt.
And not these pigtails, not your bling bling. Your actual pigtails on the back. The
Yeah, I
airlines
hope
and
they know
stuff.
what we're talking
I
about.
hope they
Cheryl?
do. I just wanted to clarify that.
Cheryl, what's the purpose of a poster? Why is it important?
Why is it important for a post trip?
Yeah.
Well, I do a pre-trip.
Oh,
and
she doesn't do her post.
Well, it's not. You don't have to do a post and pre.
But
Yeah,
why
like-
is it important to do a
but
post trip?
It's important to do a post trip because but you gotta do a pre trip as soon as you wake up too because shit happens in your sleep. Trust me, I know this. But it keeps the maintaining of your truck. It keeps you from having high maintenance bills because if you can catch the stuff in the beginning, it don't cost as much to fix it and keep it maintained. It's very important to maintain that truck. It's very important to walk around that truck at least 4, 5, 6 times a day.
So if you do a walk around when you're done with your trip and you find a flat tire, you got a 10-hour break. Now is the time to get your tire fixed.
Right.
Now
right.
is the time to get your repairs done while you're on break because
Right.
when you go to start your trip, you do your pre-trip and you find a flat
Son of a
tire,
bitch,
your
is that
day
gone?
is not going to go well.
That's true.
Okay, there he is. That's
That
all,
is
do you hear
true.
how loud that
Yes,
is?
I
You
do.
know,
Yes, I do.
unfortunately, when you have to do these things at night during your 10-hour break, that means you don't get any rest. Because who's in the shop and you're going to be in the back bunk sleeping? You're not. So, but it is to do preventive maintenance. It's called maintaining your time, maintaining your time too.
Okay, my other thing was, guys, knowing the hazardous roads in advance are going to make fleets safer. Omnitracs data scientists have created a live map of the U.S. that shows the most dangerous locations for commercial vehicles based on accurate customer and third-party data. So I think that's going to be a big app. I think that would be awesome for trucks to put in their phones or wherever. I'm just checking because unfortunately we have someone out here doing enormous fireworks. Next thing was, everybody that's in Louisiana, we all know what's going on down there. The fuel shortage grips Louisiana. Gasoline and diesel fuel shortages across Louisiana are causing extremely long lines at stations and growing frustrations. All told, 7 Louisiana refineries remain shuttered since last Wednesday. Combined, they account for 9% of all U.S. refining capacity. According to the U.S. Energy Department, some refineries on the Mississippi River reported damage to their docks from barges that broke loose during the storm. Louisiana Governor John Bell Edwards has asked the federal government for help. Yeah, well, there we go with the infrastructure. Yeah, he's going to get help, okay? We need bulk fuel to be brought in before refineries come back on their own, Edwards said, noting 2/3 of the state's considerable refining capacity is down. The state of Louisiana provides fuel for the rest of the country, and now it's time for the rest of the country to give up a little of their fuel and send it back to Louisiana. Truck drivers supporting relief efforts tied to Hurricane Ida have been given a waiver from hours of service rule. The FFMCA issued the waiver early this week for Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas. They haven't done the Northeast yet, and they should, right?
No, they did a
The
whole United
declaration
States.
was effective immediately. Under the emergency ruling, drive time caps are lifted from commercial vehicles under 49 CFR 395.3 of the federal code, which covers hours of service. It covers truck drivers providing direct assistance supporting emergency relief efforts, transportation supplies, goods, equipment, and fuel into the affected areas or the affected states. Direct assistance terminates when a driver or commercial motor vehicle is used in interstate commerce to transport cargo or provide services that are not in support of emergency relief efforts related to Hurricane Ida. So guys, don't try to skip out on that, because they'll get you. The waiver also covers section 395.5, which is for HOS restrictions on passengers carrying vehicles such as buses. Under federal safety rules, commercial truck drivers are limited to 14 on-duty hours after 10 consecutive off-duty hours. The emergency waiver also covers the rule restricting drivers to 60 on-duty in a 7-day or 70 hours in an 8-day consecutive days. Drivers are not exempt from speed limits, requirements to pull off the road if their alertness is impaired due to magnitude or reasons, texting while driving, or using alcohol or drugs. Who would use alcohol and drugs? I just don't think drivers would do that.
No.
Cheryl?
Well-
Relief from the HOS rule
What?
is contingent upon providing what refers to direct assistance. The waiver is in effect until either a declared end to the Ida created emergency or the end of the day on September 28th, whichever comes first. So, you know, they have no power down there. They are really strapped. I still don't understand why we're spending billions of dollars. I mean, I know these people love to live there, but why do we keep rebuilding below sea level? I don't get that. I don't understand that. I mean, I know they love their area. I get that. I love my area. And if my little brook out here kept flooding me every day or twice, 2 or 3 times a year,
Yeah. Wouldn't you be motivated to
I will probably
think?
have John build me a moat around so that it can go around my house.
Yeah.
How's
I thought
John?
that brick was the moat.
Yeah, just about.
Right, but
Just
you would,
about.
you would address it. I
We
mean,
would
you
address it.
Think about it and say.
Well, and two, if y'all really want to go into details, y'all can go over with Trucking with Baby Doll, and then also Trucker Nation. Andrew and Mark put out a really good detailed video of what is expected and what you can do and what you can't do
Yeah.
when it comes to this. So go over there and check out Truckers Nation, Andrew and Mark, and I promise you she goes into great detail about the exemption of the hours of service. It's real good, informative.
Now here's something that we have on safety. A Florida Gators football player injured in a big rig wreck. Okay, this happened on September 20. This is from the Trucker News. A man peers under the trailer of a flatbed 18-wheeler after a Florida Gator football player rode his scooter into it on the morning of August 30th.
Oh my God.
He's a University of Florida football player. He was injured recently when he steered his scooter into the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Gainesville police said that Yusuf Mokosa, I can't say his last name, 18, was hit and dragged by a semi-truck on the morning of August on University Ave. He received only minor injuries. What luck for that
Yeah,
man.
very.
The semi-truck was headed on West University Ave and attempted to turn right on Northwest 16th Street while driving a scooter. Murgel sped up while in an undesignated driving lane. How many times has that happened, guys? The semi hit him, police said. You guys, a witness watched. His name was Josie Robadito, said he saw Yusuf get dragged about 100 feet, according to the report by Gainesville News Station. There was blood everywhere and under the truck, too, he said. Robitaille was working when he said he saw the 18-year-old in between the tires of the semi. He was able to get the young man out and he said there was blood everywhere and some even getting on his clothes. It was a moment he'll never forget. Instead of yielding to the semi-truck, the scooter got into a non-navigated lane, they said. That's one of the lanes that was striped off where you shouldn't have been driving. It caused the scooter to go straight into the truck that was turning right and had the right of way to make that turn. Of Murphy, North Carolina, he enrolled at Florida over the summer as one of the 3 offensive line signees in the class of 2021. He is not listed on Florida's unofficial depth chart for this weekend's game. I don't know why he wouldn't be in the game this weekend.
Minor injuries, but there was lots of blood.
Lots of blood.
I had one to do that. If you had a head wound, but it's not life-threatening. Probably bleed out a lot.
No, what's
No
a
wonder it
scooter?
didn't
Is a
kill
scooter
him
a
and
Vespa? Like a
Yeah,
little
probably a
Vespa?
little Vespa or something, but you should know that you can't get on that driver's never going to
But
see
why
it.
did
These people
why did
on-
he speed up?
These people on scooters are incredible. I worked with a guy who just recently, a couple of weeks ago, a woman was just whipping in and out of traffic and stuff, and he was going to make a right turn in a big truck, and she tried to get up alongside the right side and cut in on him, and she's dead.
Yeah,
She's not alive anymore. She's gone.
and the
You know,
truck
they're nuts
driver
on the
probably
scooters.
never even seen it.
He didn't. I asked him
No.
about it.
I know.
He said, I don't even know if she hit me or what happened. He says, all I know is that she's no longer alive.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of witnesses said she was driving like a maniac.
Good news for people in South Carolina. Their governor aims to widen I-26. So good
Oh,
job. That's gonna be
God.
awesome for them.
Oh my God.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. Oh, a nice little Scottish name.
McMaster.
He's he's Scottish, right? Yeah, it's
Well,
Scottish.
is it MC?
MC.
He's Irish. It's
No.
MAC that's Scottish.
Oh, Debbie told us she has MC and they're Scottish.
Irish.
Wow.
It's Mac for Scotch and Mick for Irish,
Wow.
which is why they
Whichever.
were called.
They're all from for me, they're all from the same place.
And all this time I thought McDonald's was Scottish. Holy crap.
Well,
Oh,
I know.
that's so wrong.
Debbie says she's Scottish. She says I'm Scottish and she's a mix something.
No,
MC.
no.
I'm gonna have to tell her about that when I see her on
Please
Tuesday.
do,
I'm going
because,
to. She's
yeah.
giving out erroneous information.
What's,
She
what's
believes
new?
her own
What's
lies.
new?
Urge state lawmakers Thursday to use $360 million in federal pandemic relief funds to jumpstart the widening of Interstate 26 between Charleston and Columbia. Oh, that would be such a relief. Because it's a tie up there. Do you realize just on that stretch alone, in the rural areas between the two of the state's largest cities, the traffic jams are horrible. Delays and accidents are terrible. There are 66,000 vehicles travel that daily. Daily.
Yep.
And that's beach-going tourists and motorists, whatever. There's 15,000 trucks a day head into the bustling port of Charleston. So modernizing that would be such a relief for the people of South Carolina. Let's hope they can get it without having to
Hopefully it won't take 15
go into that
years to do
stupid
it.
trillion. Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
The next thing comes out of Chicago was Truck Park announced in partnership with Roadies. Woohoo, Roadies. Truck Park and Roadies Truck Stops announced on Thursday a new partnership to offer Roadies members parking using Truckers Park On Demand app. Truck Park is Chicago's based company that uses technology to help truckers find spaces for their rigs. This agreement is aimed to address the national shortage of parking for long-haul truckers, said Anthony Petit, CEO of Truck Park. Our goal from the beginning has been to offer safe, secure, and easily accessible parking solutions to truck drivers. Partnering with Ronnie's will enable us to help make truck drivers' life easier and less stressful. Each year, more than 10 million truckers and travelers visit a Roadies facility and purchase over 1 billion gallons of fuel across more than 300 locations. Holy crap! That's a lot of crap. Really? Isn't that a lot? I mean,
300. Really?
yeah.
Well, they have that parking app in Boston for cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
A different, one for cars.
here's
Yeah.
something that's wonderful for our infrastructure. The U.S. infrastructure deal includes a $3.5 million for Canada, Mexico land border post. They're going to redo all the posts the ones up in Vermont, all the posts when you enter America,
Oh.
or going out of America, and yeah, they're gonna redo them all.
That's nice.
I don't even wanna read that, 'cause I
Like
think.
posts, like the
Well, they
post
have, you
and-
know, when I would go up to Vermont, I had a camp up on Maidstone, it's like so close to Canada, you could probably spit at a Canadian or a Mountie if they came by, and we always look for the Mounties, cause they're good looking guys on their horses.
Oh, really?
They're
Uniform.
handsome.
Love the uniform.
Love their uniforms, yeah, you know, they're, I
I
mean,
might have to
you
take
know,
another trip to
at
Vermont.
one time,
Yes.
Hey.
The
At
Royal
one time
Canadian
in New
Mounted
Hampshire-
Police. Oh, yeah.
in New Hampshire, our
Mm.
state policemen had to be 6 feet. They used to have a height restriction, do you remember that? If you think
Well,
about it,
I'd
would you
say-
ever see a short state trooper? A state trooper, I'm
Well,
not talking about a police officer, I'm
thankfully.
talking about a state cop.
No,
They're
haven't
big
been-
guys, they're not little guys, and they're not little fat guys either, they're
No.
pretty much fit, cause they're gonna
Yes.
run your butt
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true, yeah.
And the Canadian Mounties are the same way, they have to
Yes.
follow this strict regimen. So we'd be up there trying to look for them sometimes, in fact, a couple times we drove all the way into these little parts of Canada, came back, cause at the time, you didn't have to have a passport.
Passport,
And now with my new license that says I can go to Canada on my license, woohoo!
yeah.
Give me a break. You
But
know?
you have a right to travel.
But there is a
according
little
to the
house,
UN.
there's this little shack
Yeah.
that the guy sits
Right.
in, there was
Well-
a guy that sits in this little shack on the Canadian, on
Yeah.
the Vermont-Canadian border. There's one on one side and one on the other. Actually, it reminds me of watching the movie, you know, when they were in Russia, what's that movie? With Dan Aykroyd. They had the-
Stripes.
Yeah, they had, it was stripes, you know, they go to the
Yeah.
border, they see the two guys sitting in the
Yeah.
house, that's what they're like.
Right.
And there's a bar, there's a stupid little bar, so if you were,
Well, I
if
don't
you were
know why-
drunk or something, you go right through.
Well,
And it was funny because Ethan Allen, right at the border, Ethan Allen had one of their largest factories right there on the border.
Oh,
Huh.
yeah.
So, part of the Ethan Allen boys.
Oh, gee. But I don't know why they have the guy on the other side, because
You have one,
Canadians can't.
you have
can't
one
come in.
coming into America,
Yeah,
and you have one going into Canada. So
Yeah.
as you're going through, you know, your car goes,
Right.
the banner comes back on your car, and it goes, then it goes back up, and it comes back down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just stupid.
well, of course, when you go into Canada, you're told at the border that you now have to quarantine for 14 days. So you go,
Wow.
yeah, I'm here for one night, but yes, I will quarantine 14 days. So
Yeah, I'm all about that.
it's all,
You know the best part about going to Canada is when you
Step
make
out.
your declarations and stuff, like, okay,
Yeah.
thank you, go on, have a nice time.
Yeah.
And when you come back to the United States, pay to get back in, please.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I can't say anything. We love our Canadian friends to the north. They are
Yeah.
our friends to the north. They really support our state of New Hampshire. They love coming to New Hampshire and Maine. They
Yeah.
love coming down. They
Yeah.
love. I don't know. I never see too many of Vermont, but Vermont, you know, with Bernie Sanders, that's a weird state. I gotta tell you, we moved to Vermont once. My girlfriend begged me, please come up, please, because John was on the road. I think he was working for a Heartland. Heartland.
I lasted 30 days. By the
30
way.
days, and so we moved up to Vermont, and I lived right down the street from her, and John was on the road, so I'm home, and all of a sudden, the glass on my back door breaks. There's a man standing, he's pushing on the door, and he's back, so I call the cops. The cops come, they see my license plate says Florida, they said, oh, you're from out of state. That's okay, he's just drunk. He's broke into
Well,
my house.
yeah,
I said, where's the chief of police?
Yep.
Oh, he's on vacation. Oh, where's he vacationing? Florida.
Florida. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really pissed. I mean, Melanie was just a baby. I'm all by myself, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? He's drunk. His ex-wife or his wife used to live there or whatever. Are you kidding me?
He could've came in and killed y'all just
That's
cause
right.
he was
Just because
pissed
he
off
was-
his wife.
Exactly.
I know, right?
So,
Oops,
John,
I'm sorry, wrong woman and child.
yeah, John comes home, and it's about 8:30. He goes, oh, I'm wicked hungry. Let's go get a pizza or something to eat. And I just started laughing. I said, honey, everything closes at 6 o'clock in this town.
Yeah, right.
They roll up the sidewalks like 6 p.m. Pizza
Wow.
shops might be open till late, and that's a
So,
late night, you know?
We lived there for 30 days.
You didn't stay long.
God.
He says, no, we're not living here. We're out
I'm
of
used
here.
to, I grew up in Florida where things don't necessarily close, and around
Right.
here, you got all-nighters, so it's like, you get on the Vermont, and things close at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
kinda like, no, dude, I wanna live, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, they wrap it up.
But, I mean, with the
Oh, but
Mexican
now
border,
y'all go to bed at 8 o'clock. Come on, right?
No.
Well, we're old now.
yeah, we used to stay up.
But you know
I get
what?
up
When
and
I
I'm
want that
still getting
11
up at
p.m.
4:30.
when I want that 11 p.m. meats, damn it, I want that 11 p.m. meats. I'm going
Yes,
out
he
to get it.
does, he wants, yeah. But
Usually it's out to the kitchen, but you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man, who goes out to the kitchen?
Yeah,
Huh, I have to think about that.
yeah.
I tiptoe
Must be
in
his
the
girlfriend
kitchen.
or something.
We have an
But, you know, but anyways, about the Mexican, they're gonna start putting more ports, you know, more of these, people at the border. I'm thinking, really? Why don't you pay the guys that are there? Why don't you start going back to the border and kicking these people out?
Yeah.
I know some people are gonna be really mad, but I'm kinda over this, because unfortunately, okay, right now, the feds have reported, and this makes me very, very uncomfortable, and I'm very angry out of it. They are now unable to account for 1 out of every 3 unaccompanied minors.
Yes.
They don't know where they are, they
No.
don't know who took them.
No.
How the hell do you lose children that are supposed to be in your cages that you hated Trump for, but
Oh
now
my-
they're
oh,
missing? They
we're
can-
missing children
they
now?
cannot,
You know,
the
this-
feds have put this out. And another thing was, some of the Afghans that they have brought in have gone off, they've been sent over to Michigan. Some of these men, they're 60 and 60, 70, 80 years old, are married to 9 and 10-year-olds. They married them in Afghanistan and they brought them here. I don't give a shit what
No,
anybody says.
that's right.
That's sexual abuse,
That's
and
right.
that's against our laws. I don't care about
That's
your
right.
Shia law.
Yeah.
You want that stuff, go back to Afghanistan.
That's
Don't
right.
stay
This,
here.
this
I
has
hope
remnants.
people-
This has
Yeah.
remnants of Fast and Furious all over it again. They're
Yeah.
missing kids.
Missing
Just
kids.
like you were missing guns that you were supposed to be
We
tracking.
are missing children for the
Yeah.
sex trade. At
Yeah.
least, you know, you all people can be mad at Trump because he had that, at the border. You can't come in, you can't do this, you can't
Right.
do that. Biden, you lost children. Children that we know
On
are
your
now
watch.
being
That's right.
sexually
Or-
abused or killed.
That's right.
Or one was dead for over a week on a bench
On a
in the
bench.
cage
Yeah.
that nobody saw. He was dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, oh
boy.
no, good old Joe, he's gonna take care of this, he's gonna help this.
Yeah.
You know something, really? How many murderers do we let in our country? How
Right.
many people came in with COVID? I mean, I don't mind people coming to this country, come the right way. How many friends of mine have come here from a different country, paid their dues, became American citizens, and now
Learned
they
English
say,
and
why
got a
did,
job.
and got a job, and you know, and sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, immigrants come here and they need help. They're coming here, but they're vetted,
Yes.
you know.
Right.
I mean, I was working in Boston, and at that time they had 10,000. They were allowing 10,000 Africans a year to come in, but they were vetted. They had people here to help them. They just weren't thrown out in the streets. We knew who they were. We knew where they were from, and now 1 out of every 3rd child that came across that is gone. They cannot find them.
Yep.
That just upsets me so much.
Yep.
I-
If that isn't depraved indifference, I don't know what is.
I know, it's a nightmare.
Well, it's part of the plan to create chaos, and they're gonna do it any way
Oh,
they
but
can.
let's
and-
keep talking about COVID. Let's just not
Oh.
talk about the children anymore that
Oh,
are gone, or a sex trade. Let's not
Yeah.
talk about old men marrying 9 and 10-year-old
Yeah,
girls.
Exactly.
Let's just keep talking COVID. Get that damn shot. Let's get that
Get the
shot
jab.
going. Get
Get
that
the
shot.
jab.
Because what's wrong with you not getting that shot?
Right.
How dare you? How dare you not get that shot? You don't care about your fellow people. You don't
Right.
care about that person you're sitting next to.
Again,
I
the
don't care
pot
about
calling
you.
the kettle black.
Right.
One out of
Shit.
3 babies is missing, but you wanna stick people.
You wanna
with
stick
God
people,
knows
that's
what.
right.
Okay, so, because, you wanna, be kind to each other. That's not very kind to lose a child, is it?
But can you know what bothers me?
That's in a cage.
Yeah.
How do you lose a child that was in a cage?
Well, now
Well,
you
the
gotta worry
sex
about
trade in America is
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
huge.
and child trafficking.
Yeah.
Well, and then you gotta worry about who are the guards down there? Who are
Who
they?
you know,
it's an
Border Patrol
inside
bought and-
job.
Bought and paid for?
It doesn't
Yeah.
even whether they're coming across, when we just flew all these Afghan people in, when these men actually
That's
said
another one.
this is my bride,
Yeah.
you're
No.
arrested. Guess what?
Yeah.
That's illegal in this
Uh-huh.
state.
Yes.
We'll take her and, you go learn English and get a job, but we're gonna keep the 9-year-old. Yeah.
That just floors me. That just floors me. Because if any white or black American, I don't care if you're white,
Yeah.
black, brown American, if you had sex with anybody underage, your ass is going to jail. I'm sorry, that's how it is, and that's how it should be,
Well, it's how it should be, yeah.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Creating double standards.
It is very
The
much a
things-
double standard, like any girl under 16, like who's in school, and we find out that she's pregnant, we have to call the state Department
Yes.
of Health and Human
Yeah.
Services. And I'll say, what do you do with this information? They said, oh, nothing, we just track it. Oh, really? Because I thought you considered this statutory rape. Well, no, it is or it isn't. There is no yeah.
This is the problem in our country anymore, is
Yeah.
dealing with regulatory agencies and stuff. They're working off guidance, and there aren't really any laws that they're enforcing. They're just enforcing things like guidance, and they change it regularly, which creates
Yeah.
confusion, like you said earlier, chaos, and
Yep.
nobody can keep up with the nonsense.
No.
Nobody even knows where they stand anymore.
No, but you have to just imagine, you know, some of these families from Costa Rica, they're coming in from South America. It's not, you know, people think it's Mexican. It's not, most of them are not Mexicans that are
Right.
coming across the border, okay? It's people from Costa Rica, South America. They're coming from all over. I mean,
Middle
they're
East.
coming from the Middle East, coming that way. They're all coming through through our southern border.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute shame that we don't have someone vetting these people, because they're coming to our communities, they're sick, they need help. We don't have it to give them, you know,
And at this time, when hospital beds are at a premium,
yep,
and again, with healthcare workers having to make a choice between
Yep.
the jab and their
That's right.
job, the JOB versus the JAB.
yep,
So now we don't have the staff to take care of them, and you're bringing people in who, for the most part, oftentimes have chronic diseases
Yes,
because they
exactly.
come from where there is no health care. So now, what do? If we play the game of who needs to be
Yes.
hospitalized, then you're gonna be called a racist no matter which decision you go with.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're taking them from there, but not me, and and
Well, you know, I have
Okay.
to say, I never thought I would say this, but when Trump says America first, I have to say Americans need to come first. We
Ooh,
are the
they
backbone,
do.
we are the workers of this country.
the
We're
backbone of
paying
this
our
country.
bills, we're doing the best that we can, and people, you know, I hate to say this, but this whole Democratic, I was a diehard Democrat for years, but I've watched it slowly slip to something that their ideology is not what it should be. We are not a socialist country. We will never be a socialist country.
Oh, please God.
Oh, don't ever say never.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
It's
but you
here.
know
It's
something, no,
coming.
I know. I think people are getting mad. I can see people are getting angry out there. People are getting more than angry. I've been talking to a lot of college kids. There's a lot of people between
Yeah.
the age of 25 and 35. You want to go with the woke generation? Well, we're going to say these people are waking up and
Yeah.
saying no to the woke generation.
Right.
They
Yeah.
have had
Yeah.
enough, like the rest of us.
The young girls that I work with at the puppy pound, they're pissed. They can't even go to the university. They're not allowed on the university property unless they have a jab.
That's right.
So they have to stay online. They're not welcome at there. I'm sorry. And then several of them have applied for exemptions. Religion
religious exemption.
they've been turned down. One girl there,
Well-
she did get it, but there were so many rules and regulations behind
Yeah.
the exemption.
Yes.
It wasn't even worth going to the university.
Yeah, and yet, now, and again, what John said about double standards, public schools have a religious exemption, and all it takes is a
Yes.
pre-printed form, and you
Yep.
sign it, and get it notarized, and that's accepted. But it's not accepted at the college level?
No.
Yeah, well.
No, because
then-
I-
And
Because
it's
there's too
personal,
many
this is
leftists out
personal
there.
information I'm getting from these teenage
Yeah,
girls.
yeah.
Well, they're,
No, well, and I would believe them, because
Yeah.
I think at this point, you guys are right, that people are getting sparked up finally.
Yeah.
I've actually had 2 conversations with 2 absolutely rock-solid Dems who, oh God, Orange Man is bad, and Orange Man, tweets and all this shit.
well,
And I'm just sitting there and going like this, okay, but they have changed their tune recently, because I started saying more than I had ever said in the past, and I said, you know what, if this keeps up, we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone said to me, what is this world coming to? And I said, the end. It's coming to the end unless people stand up to this bullshit nonsense.
Now, they started a movement, 831, Stop the Tires for Medical Freedom. And I think it would have been better if we would have had more time to prepare for it.
Yeah.
You know, Australia called out to U.S. truckers only a week prior to us realizing Australia truckers were shutting down, and they wanted us to ally them. But you know, we're much bigger, and there's no way we could have did anything in a week.
No.
But now with the group, all the nurses, and there's a lot of medical people on there. There's a lot of the American people on that site that are pumped up. So I can see this getting
Momentum.
more organized, and there's some other things and other groups and organizations that are working on things too. I do see this happening. It's just gonna have to be a whole lot more organized.
Oh, yeah, that does have to be
These two
more
are-
organized.
Yeah.
Throwing things over the.
Did you see Tracy flipping me off?
I did.
Oh my God.
I was wondering what she's laughing. I'm
No,
like, I'm talking
no,
serious,
I
and
know,
you
no,
laughing
oh, I
in my
know.
face.
I was
Okay, so
laughing
for
at
everybody
her.
that's listening,
So sorry.
You're listening to
That's what it- she's banging
TIBN.
books.
I didn't mean my
John's
books are
ears
falling.
breaking.
Oh, I'm trying not, because you know I beat on the
Oh, you know,
table.
yeah, he-
I
Oh,
get
no,
excited.
no, but she was taking books down. He's going, and John looking at me going like,
You know, when I was
She's
reading,
banging. I mean, it's
I
like
know.
it's not nice
Sorry.
to listen to all the
That's right.
banging and
It's
the noise.
Tracy
falling.
opening books.
Oh, I know. She loves her
Anyways.
books. Don't let
I
her
love
throw
my
them at you though. Holy
yeah,
crap.
those books would
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Anyways, when the CDC
Yes.
said that about the vaccinated and unvaccinated, so they really can't mandate anything. And it was just like when the Coca-Cola, they all became woke. We're all racist. I'm white because I'm racist. Well, you know, I got a whole bunch of different kind of blood in me, so what the hell am I?
Right.
And you know, it was really funny. I had one of my old school students come here. Tyler.
Oh.
Came to visit me.
Yes.
Oh, my
Oh,
God,
he's such a
he's so
sweetheart.
sweetheart.
Isn't he?
He says to me, he goes, Mrs. G, I don't like this stuff. Why is it white people keep saying white people are racist? He
Right.
goes, what the hell is with that? He says, all three of my kids are half white.
Yeah.
So what does that make them? How do I tell
That's
them, your mom's racist, but you're not racist because
Right.
you're half black?
Yeah.
He goes, what the hell are these stupid idiots? He goes, what kind of white men or women go around and say they're racist because of shit that happened 300-400 years ago? Because who the hell cares?
Right.
He goes, nobody is alive that was a slave.
No.
And he's 23, y'all.
Yeah.
23
And I
year
said,
old.
Tyler, just go with the flow, honey.
Mhm.
Just go with the flow. Huh?
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
he's my
I
buddy.
don't know why, yeah, okay.
But I'm just, and, you know, I'm looking at this 23-year-old kid going,
Yeah.
this is the most ridiculous. He goes, Mrs. J, I have to say this way. It's ridiculous shit that I've ever heard.
That's right.
It's stupid.
Well, how about the Coke can? Now, I don't know if this was, mocked up or whatever, but there was a picture of a Coke can, and on the side of it, it said, try to be less white.
Yeah, and you know,
I told
me
Tyler, said, Tyler, try to be less black, and he just laughed. He
Yeah,
goes,
well,
I'm
there you
trying.
go.
He goes, you want to see my feet?
Yeah, right. And the palms of my hands.
and I told him I've been sunning. I've been trying to turn brown. I promise, but
Yeah.
we ain't had enough
So
sun.
he just thinks, because the whole thing is ridiculous.
It is.
It's so ridiculous. And kids are finding this out. It's just, I said, it's just a form of brainwashing. And I know
It
you're going
is.
to get your scholars who say, well, this said, I read this book,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this book says this, and this is this about people. You know something? They're dividing people. And that's what Tyler said. He goes, I don't want my children to be divided. I want
No.
my children to go to school and be accepted as just who they are.
Just
and
people,
not what
just kids.
color they are.
Right.
And he's 23.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that feel the same way he does. The other thing that was disturbing to me is the CDC actually came out and admitted that their stats on the deaths
The what?
on the deaths of America is only around, oh, I forgot, it was very low. It was, I don't, it's like 65 or 95,000 people actually died. in COVID.
Of COVID,
COVID.
yes, right.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
That is the same
everybody-
amount as
Yep.
flu.
Yep.
And what bothers me is right now it's like the Me Too movement and my choice, my body. Well, you know
Yep.
something?
Yep.
If you're thinking about that for an abortion, do you realize in 6 months last year, more people, it was 10 million abortions?
Yep. Right.
It was,
Right.
and how many people died
Yep.
of regular disease?
And those were preventable.
And those are preventable.
You don't have
I mean,
to.
I'm gonna say, there's probably 1% that might have been
Right.
something, but you know, in
Right.
all honesty, as a nurse, you know, if someone
Yeah.
gets raped and they come in, they're
Yeah.
giving the morning after pill, they're
Yeah.
giving something to prevent pregnancy.
Right.
Now, I can tell you, back in the 70s, dating myself, back in the 70s, women could, birth control just came out, and you could not get birth control, you had to go to your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the only thing there was condoms. Okay, so you played the rhythm game. And then, after a while, birth control became very, very accessible to everybody. I think it was in 78, a clinic right here in Nashville opened up, and as long as you were 18 years of age, you could go in there and get whatever you wanted, any type of pill that the doctor would give you, because there was all kinds of pills at
Pills,
the
yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
You got the pill, and now all these years they have,
The
they have
Depco.
the
Yep.
Depco,
The
the shots, they have
Yeah.
so
implants.
much.
They have these little things you.
Yeah,
So
we have the
in
Norplant,
today's
the
that gets
Norplant,
planted
So,
in.
you know,
Yeah.
in today's society, 10 million abortions,
Yeah.
that just floors me.
Yeah.
That just absolutely floors me.
Yeah.
What, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just laugh.
Right.
What a fucking racket for a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
If you can see how much they charge, put that together, no wonder Planned Parenthood wants us to keep going.
That's right.
Look at the billions of dollars they're making, I hate to say this, that's murder. I think, you know, like Texas
it's out of-
Texas
No,
just
no,
went
wait,
with the
wait,
six.
it's murder for profit, because they're using
Murder
the
for
body
profit.
parts to sell for things
Well,
like stem
yes.
cell research.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
murder for profit. But okay, you know, I can see where some of these things are happening, but what bothers me is when they say, I'm a woman, it's my choice. Yes, honey, it is your
Yeah.
choice, but I gotta understand this part. It takes two to make that baby.
Right.
So, how come how come the men don't get a
Right.
voice in that?
That's right.
Amen.
I mean, it
Yeah.
takes two, and I mean, a woman says, well, you know, it's a man and they can't have a baby, and this, so, but why would you, as women, and women out there know this, we're in control of when we're gonna get pregnant, and when we're not gonna get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We know
Yeah.
the signs. I mean, if you're 13 or 14 years old, okay, I could give you a little slack because you don't know the signs. But when you get to be, you've had your period for 3 or 4 years, you know when
So-
you can have a baby.
You
So
know
when
when you're ovulating, trust me.
So
When
you're saying when a woman gets pregnant, she might be trying to entrap a man and act surprised when the man says, I'm
Well,
not having no part in this, and
that
walks
could
off
be.
on her.
Right.
But, you know, what she did was, she didn't make an agreement with him, so she was a violation of trust. But
Mhm.
yeah, he's the bad guy,
That's
right?
right.
Right.
Well, I don't always say that he's the bad guy. I mean, it was a poor choice. But, you know,
But clearly he made a choice. Okay.
Well-
I'll grant you that there are, you're right.
yes.
I mean, in the 6 or 7, you know, God forbid, it's awful, but, you know, fourth month, 5th, 6th month, you may have a very significant, severe
Yes.
anomaly.
Exactly.
The baby's is not gonna survive.
Yes.
So, and my heart goes out to anybody in that position that, you know, the anencephaly babies
Yes. Oh,
or
yes,
any with the
yes.
multiple
Yes.
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
But I spent hours in the genetic clinic at the Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon doing data entry while Daniel was having his surgery because I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't knit, I couldn't read, so I needed something to do, very tedious, but it kept my
Yeah.
mind busy. And the things that babies were aborted for
Yeah.
was mind-blowing.
I know.
They had maybe a little 6th finger, that could easily be, you know,
Oh,
taken
she's
off.
starting to tell me that.
They may have had a cleft palate, which can be surgically
Yes.
repaired. Everything else is fine. And then there were some abortions done on babies that were found to be normal, that the interpretation of results was human
Yeah.
misinterpretation. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in that. But
Well-
there might be a small amount where you have to make that decision, but otherwise, No, and it takes two to tango, so the guy has options, just like the girl has options.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's
Well-
like one of the physicians used to say, if you're gonna tap it, wrap it.
Hey,
No, I think-
Right.
I think the
listen,
premise-
they came out with a, birth control for men, but the FDA hasn't improved that yet.
No.
It's been in the works for maybe 6 years now?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
6 or 7 years they've come out with that,
Yeah.
but that's not approved, that we can go get this stupid mRNA shit in our bodies, and, oh yeah, but we didn't go through all the trials, we didn't do this to it, and we didn't do this to the vaccine, but let's just try it out.
You are the guinea pig.
You are definitely the guinea pig,
Yep.
and my heart goes out to people that were forced to take it,
Hey, Leland.
you know, I mean, that's the hard part, but it just blows
Yeah.
my mind where people say, like these women are saying, my choice, my body. I
Right.
understand that. I'm a woman. It is my choice, my body. I can do what I want. But I'm
But-
also smart enough to know
Right.
there's a lot of people out there that would love to have a baby that can't have children.
Right.
There's not enough
And
babies
that's
to
never an
adopt.
option that is really,
That's not
uh,
even given to
it-
you at Planned Parenthood.
right,
No, that's
right,
not.
that you
that's
don't,
not
that
an
you
option.
don't tell these young girls about, and it's like, you know, here's your first year of college paid for. So, you know, cause you're 13 years old, like that year we had two 13-year-olds.
Yes, I know.
And I tried to bring that up, but no, mama, or
Yeah.
to-be grandmother, oh, no, this way she can get WIC, and she can get
She
food
can-
stamps, and
exactly.
she can get,
And she had another baby after.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
So does Tylenol work for birth control?
Tylenol, yeah.
Tylenol? No, that doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
That's
I
birth
know.
control pill, Tylenol.
Okay.
It doesn't
Now,
I
I
have to
wanna,
tell
I wanna
you,
say
Do
on
you know
that.
how sad that this is? This is really sad. When I was teaching the prison system and I was pregnant for Melanie, there was a young girl in there. She was 14. She was on her second pregnancy. And I was talking to her one day, and no one ever told her exactly how that baby came to be. I mean, she was obviously had some mental
Yep.
issues herself.
Yep.
And she said, I don't understand how this happened to me again. I watch the soap operas, and you know, if you kiss, you get pregnant. So I made sure we didn't kiss. Okay, you gotta have a little tuck here, Chicky Poo. The
Wow.
state took both their children. I mean, she could take the option for abortion, but her mother said no. So the children were adopted out to, you know, families that wanted to have a child. But I'm just saying, in today's society, we have so much that we can offer these kids, so they don't have to go through that. I know women who have had abortions and wish they never did. I mean, it's you just have to go through so much. It's a terrible thing to have to go through. So I think if we could get out there and educate these kids
Mm-hmm.
Well,
the best way we can,
yep,
but
but so many people look at the other side of it as, you know, there's a free ride waiting for you on the other side.
Leland, how about pull
Yeah.
it out instead of push in?
Yeah, he said, pull out instead of pushing in, dude. That's, yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I
That
wanted
always
to,
works.
I was gonna say, every good truck driver knows you gotta back up before you deliver your load.
There you go.
Right?
woo, that is bumper
That-
sticker
that-
material.
That is just terrible. That is this is personal feelings, and you guys are terrible.
Oh, you know, I
Oh,
know.
I gotta give John 2 thumbs up on that one.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
But
Well, we're
women,
5
you know,
minutes
as
in.
women, you have more control over your body than just saying, I made a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like maybe saying no to start with, and then
Well, you're
you
not
may
always
have
want
the
to say
right
no,
to
but
your
you have
body.
to take stuff with you. I mean, come on, girls,
Right.
smarten the hell up.
Yeah. But what about the female embryos? Who's someone's making a choice for them?
Yes.
So, you know, let's take it one step further.
Oh, there you go. It is
How
looking
many
that way.
female
Yeah.
babies are being aborted?
What about their choice?
Apparently, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what about a man's choice?
Yeah.
What if he really wants to have that child?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, but the premise of it all is, does a woman wanna go through the pregnancy? Does she want her body to go through the
Well, then
process?
she's pissed at you.
And
She
that was
ain't
the whole
going through
premise.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well. Right.
So men don't get a choice.
Nope, men don't.
No, oftentimes they don't, but if they have a choice, at the very beginning.
Yep, you should have
Yeah.
chose wisely,
Wrap
man.
it, wrap it
Back
up,
that load up, back
You know,
it
in the
up.
old days, if
Yeah.
a woman got knocked up, it used to call for a shotgun wedding. You think we should
That's
bring
right.
that back?
Yep.
Bring back our old standards?
Well,
You made it, you're gonna marry it, this is how it's
you
gonna
mean
be.
morals and
Morals.
ethics?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh
you're
my
right.
God,
my
what are
God.
you talking about?
My God.
Cause you know what pissed me off about morals and ethics? This really pissed me off, and I hope it pisses a lot of people off. We just lost 13 servicemen in Afghanistan, 13,
US Marines.
Oh, no.
okay?
Yeah.
And God, you know, God bless their families, God bless their
Yep.
souls. Nancy Pelosi would not
Not read,
allow them
No.
names to be said
No.
that when they
At the
were
Congress.
in Congress.
Yep.
But you can
Wow.
kneel down. I'm sorry
That's right.
for what's his face,
Yeah.
George Floyd.
George
George
Floyd,
Floyd.
who
Yeah.
stabbed a woman that was pregnant,
Yeah.
choked her,
Yeah.
put a gun on a few other people,
Yeah.
robbed a store clerk at gunpoint, was a drug dealer, was a drug addict.
And had how many children out and about that he did not support?
Yes,
About
yes.
13 is what I heard.
Oh, that could
yeah,
be.
he had quite a few kids.
Oh,
is
So,
what I
yeah, he
heard.
took no responsibility,
Right.
but you kneel for him because a cop did what he did. I mean, I'm not saying it was right,
Right.
I'm not saying it was
Right.
wrong,
No.
but you know something? Let me think a difference between a hero, what a hero is,
Yeah.
and it wasn't George Floyd.
George Floyd wasn't putting his life on the line. His
He
life
did
was
nothing.
just taken from him. These guys
Right.
put, these 13 people put their lives on the line.
On the
Right.
To
line.
protect others.
Exactly.
You know, it was sad.
Oh,
It was sad,
and there was
and
no
then we
need
see
of
the
it.
Marine.
the saddest part is there was
carrying-
no need for that to happen.
No, there was no need, and then there was that Marine carrying that
Yes.
little boy. His parents got killed. He carried that little boy, trying to find someone
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that
he took-
baby.
to that
You
baby,
talk-
and
yeah.
he brought
Yes.
it to America
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there was nobody. They
No.
were all blown to bits.
Right.
And that was the only one in that little group that
Yep.
survived. Everybody
Yeah.
else was dead.
Yep.
So yeah, you want to know what a hero is? It isn't a man who ingested, how many
Fentanyl and
fentanyl
Dilaudid
and meth. He had all that stuff. He ate all that stuff, and the cops on. Of course,
Right.
you can't breathe. Anybody knows
Right.
that so many opiates, you stop breathing. Guess what? Heroin,
Yep.
a little too much. A little too much morphine.
Yeah.
Your breathing slows
Well,
down, people.
He had taken enough fentanyl to kill him alone.
Well, they're all respiratory depressants.
Yes.
It's a natural order of things for that outcome to have happened.
And he
but-
tried to swallow all that so he
Right.
didn't get caught with it.
That's
I
right.
think in all fairness, what people don't understand about cops is they're not dealing with the best of people in the world. They're dealing with the worst on a
Right.
daily basis.
Exactly.
These
Right.
guys are in fear for their lives too.
Yep.
Some of these guys will pull guns on them in a heartbeat and kill them
Yep.
without batting
Yep.
an eye about it.
Yep.
Right?
You have to take a certain amount of force. You have to use a certain amount of force, a certain amount of aggression to control the circumstance to preserve your own life,
Right?
which is a natural thing.
Right.
Well, and then someone made a comment to me that, oh, you guys don't know what it's like for black parents having to teach our children. This is like, I even read this in a book or a magazine I was looking at. It's terrible for black parents because we have to teach our kids to be afraid of cops. Well, what the hell? We do too. We have to teach our children when a cop pulls you over, you keep your hands
Right.
on the steering wheel, you shut your mouth,
Right.
you give them your license and your registrations, and shut up. And you tell
That's
everybody in the car to
To
shut up.
That's right. And you
If the
zip,
cop-
right, and
Yes.
keep your mouth shut because that's what's gonna keep you out of trouble.
Yes.
Right.
You can
Yes.
fight for your rights later if you think you've been
Right.
violated
Let
in
him
some
do
way.
what he's gonna
But,
do
but
and y'all
shut
go.
it and let him do his
We-
thing,
we-
because all you're gonna
Nobody
do.
wins an argument on the side of the road. You
No.
take
No.
it to the
No.
judge.
That's
you-
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, you know, your kids don't get, I hate to tell you this, but look at the statistics. More white kids are shot by cops than blacks. Believe it or not, it's a very high pace there. Because we're just not in the newspaper.
Nah.
Because it doesn't
They
matter
just don't
if
make
a
the
white
media.
kid gets killed.
Right.
It doesn't make the big time news. Didn't make the big time news when 2 white college kids on the University of Michigan were walking to their dorm, got beat up and killed by 4 black kids.
No.
That didn't make the news.
No, it didn't.
But 2 days later, a black kid gets beat up by a white kid. That
Oh,
made it.
front
I am
page.
just so sick of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we
front
all
page.
bring our kids up. We all want. I don't care what color you are. We want our kids to grow to be successful. We want our kids to have happy lives. We want good grandchildren. We want what everybody else wants.
Mm.
Call it the American dream. Call it whatever you want. We all want the same things for our children. I don't care. I don't care if you're purple. we all want the same
No.
things.
No, you want health, good health, safety, and happiness.
And all,
And we all want
exactly,
that,
we all
so,
want that. So it doesn't
you know.
matter, this color bullshit crap, it's crap.
Right.
And if you buy into that, Ben, you're gonna have a real sad life, very sad.
Yep.
You know, cause you're gonna be missing out on a lot of nice, kind
Right.
people. But you know, you've been listening to TIBN, but it's time for us to go.
know.
It's
Yeah.
7:02, oh my God, I
We
could,
didn't even get to tell y'all, I seen a
Oh,
bear.
quickly,
oh,
quickly.
Yeah.
she saw a bear
Do
in the
it.
backyard.
Go ahead, tell them.
Tell him, John. I'll
Oh,
tell
I
him.
gotta tell them?
Yeah, you tell it funnier.
Okay, speaking of bears, first things first, speaking of bears,
Yeah.
Tuesday night, we're gonna have Brent Hoover on, Independent
Oh,
Truck
that's
Show
right.
at 7:00. Now, 3:30 in the morning, Cheryl, wakes up to hear him rustling outside. And, she thought it was a good idea to go investigate, what could it be, a raccoon
Yeah.
or something? And, so when you open the back door of this house, there's a porch over your head, and to the left of you, there's a storage space. So she's walking out there in the dark, forgets her flashlight, which I made sure she had one, by the way.
Hey,
It's
is that the
sitting
one
right
I'm
there.
missing?
She walks to the end of that
Yeah.
of that storage area, and comes face to face with a black bear, standing up on its hindquarters, looking
Yeah.
at her. She screamed as loud as she could, waking up the whole neighborhood.
Except
In the
for John
meantime,
and I.
as she's running away, she's
Fireworks.
leaving a pea trail because she's running herself. She's
Yeah.
scared to death.
Yes, John and I did not hear her.
No.
She
John
could
didn't
be,
tell
she
her
could
what.
be eaten by the bear.
Yeah.
We're just sleeping right through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just woke up the next day and saw remnants of Cheryl out there and got out the Facebook Live and go, okay guys, something happened here. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm seeing parts of Cheryl out here. I'm going to scan the yard for her legs and her arms. And I just walk around the yard, do my
We figured
Facebook
we could
Live.
just throw them in the brook, let them float down.
Yeah,
you know.
I can literally say that I was toe to toe, eye to eye with a bear. I mean, we were this,
And
I
we
swear, we were
slept
this
right
far
there.
apart.
Unbelievable.
But then we found
Welcome
out
to
she
New
said-
England, Cheryl.
Right.
But then we found out today that our neighbor right next to us said he saw a black shadow running in his backyard. He went to turn his light on, but his light wasn't gone in the area where the black shadow went, but he said it was pretty big, so.
Yeah.
So
he
I gotta
said
be
that was
careful with
about
my dog,
11:30
my little
at
bear.
night.
Here, there's a bear right here, Cheryl, look at this.
Oh, little bear.
Little bear.
Bear
Oh, lucky
dog.
face.
A cub.
Little
Jedi
cub.
is a cub.
He does have that roundness. He does have when his fur gets real thick
Yeah.
and grown. He does kind of have that in the way he runs.
Like a little
Yeah,
cubby.
he's so
Yeah.
cute. He's so cute. But that's it. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
It was a great night.
Alright.
Have a nice Labor Day tomorrow, guys. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
Please, if you're out
Enjoy.
there driving, please drive safely.
Well,
But
I'm
home to your
sorry,
loved
Miss
ones.
Idell, we closing down now. Hardy, Watson, y'all come back next week. Well, I have a good show. Well, I won't be here. I'll be down in DC representing Trucks.
Oh,
and
she
Burners
best get her
Fair.
back up here. We're sick of this.
Oh.
We're flying around all over the place.
Yeah, I'm helping people. I'm
Yeah, you're helping all right.
Yeah. My
She's a helper
grandchild will
girl.
be with me, so
She's a helper child.
yeah.
she's a helper child. She doesn't know it quite yet,
Well,
but
we won't tell anybody that she almost burnt the house down.
Oh no, yeah, I did
God.
that this week
Okay, on
too.
that fine line.
Sounds like a
Good
story
night,
for next
everybody.
week.
That's the story for next
Okay.
week.
to that.
Have
tune
a
in
great
next
week.
Yeah. All right.
Cheryl burning my house down.
Don't trust
I
the media,
almost
leaving
burnt
America
their
and all
house
that.
down. I really did. So
She
y'all
really
stay
did.
tuned.
Guys, make sure, remember, believe in America,
Not the media.
And read and some of those books. We're pretty
Yeah,
good.
well, well.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Enjoy. There it goes. Woo! Boom,
And we're
boom,
off good.
boom, boom. Oh, oh! I'm listening.
You turned it off.
No, I
Where did you
cover.
get that tune? Is that from Ben Surround?
YouTube.
Oh,
I can send
really?
you a link.
Okay, yeah, I really like that. Well, my niece told me about Ben Surround. So, 'cause she makes videos, so she'll take photos and put them in a little, whatever, slideshow, and then she puts music behind it, and it's really, she made a really nice video.
That's a pretty good show.
Yeah. get a lot of information out there, and everybody knows you pissed your pants last week.
Yeah.
I did too, trust me.
Oh, hell's
I'm
bells.
surprised I didn't do the other.
Well,
Yeah, no poop in your pants.
yeah.
But that would have been a good reason.
Oh, yes, yeah, you would have been,